Thank you very much, Mike. He was just on point because we have the president of the Nigeria Football Federation right here in the house this morning. It's Boxing Day, and welcome to the show, Amaju.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, we're going to go straight to it. You've received a lot of criticisms this year. Nigeria had a relatively successful year in the world of sports, football rather, except for the hitches that happened with the league system. How do you deal with the level of criticism that come your way and to have achieved the things you have achieved as a sports minister, sports person?
I'm not sports minister.
A sports person.
Football administrator.
Yeah.
First, I would say criticism is not a negative thing. You know, it's quite positive, especially when it's very constructive, when it's advisory, when it's nation building. You know, that's what criticism. Criticism it propels us to work. It molds us. Provided, like I said, but there are some criticism that are purely destructive. You know, when somebody says, for example, that you have not done anything. And you look at the Super Eagles, they are not being owed. You look at the Super Falcons, all your promises you kept, they had quality preparations, they had quality results, you know, and you look at where you're coming from, for example, you know, from almost zero funding from the private sector to now 60–65%, you know, to see that Nigerians are now placed globally in strategic committees, you know, that Nigeria has now become a major global player in football politics. Then somebody says you've not done anything. It means that there's something sinister about that, you know. But like you said, we have not gotten to where we want to get to, but definitely our prayer is to get to where we want to get to, you know. And that's why I keep saying, to thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I want to believe the entire football enthusiastic Nigerians are always very grateful to him, you know, the youth of this country, because of what he did. People do not understand that. It's not politics. Trust me, this is the truth. The man first has created an enabling environment for football to thrive in Nigeria. And he intervened when it was necessary for him to intervene. Assuming he didn't intervene, trust me, Nigeria would have qualified for another 20, under 17. The Falcons wouldn't have been there. You know, then even the Super Eagles wouldn't have. When Nigeria was at the bottom of the log, now with a game to spare. So that's why we are very emotional about this. Those of us, the entire football crowd in Nigeria. So it's not about politics. I'm telling you, the president has done extremely, extremely well in changing the face of football and for supporting us massively. So we always say thank you to him.
Okay, now let's talk finances. The information trickled from FIFA that the NFF has not assessed the FIFA fundings due the NFF. And of course, there's also talks of lack of funding from the sports ministry.
No. We in 2016, 2017, we had there was a new FIFA headed by Infantino, and one of their cardinal principles is to change the governance structure as it relates to fiscal discipline and disbursement of funds to MAs, you know. So they looked at Nigeria the way they used to do it in the past, you know. You pick money, you go to different banks, a lot of little things, and our account was blocked, you know. And when we went, we made our presentation, and the good news about our relationship with FIFA uses PWC. We have PWC, so it's just a matter of FIFA and Nigeria and their PWC working together, harmonizing situation, and of course it was lifted. And now while it was lifted, they wanted to be giving us about $50,000 presentation, whatever we wanted. We said no, we wanted our money in box sums, so that we know that once we have our money, we need to put up a legacy project, we need to develop an infrastructure, we have our goal project, we need to possibly rebuild it, but we need to also talk to the stakeholders and say, look at this money, what do we need to do with it? And that's it. So we don't have any issues with that. You know, it's completely out of the question. We have a robust relationship with FIFA. FIFA respects us, and they've not stopped our funding. Our funding is 100% with them, you know. We don't have any issues with them. If we want the money today, we'll get it today. But, you know, we are looking at what exactly the strategic studies committee, organizing committee, and the various committees put together and say, what exactly do we need? Now in Kebbi, we have a Go project. We have a FAR project that we are trying to develop, that we're trying to, in Kebbi State, you know. We're looking at states that do not have football presence, in terms of facilities, in terms of infrastructure. And to me, I don't think there's any issue with that. Then the issue of lack of funding from the ministry, I think I have been very, very reluctant about coming out. I have huge respect for the ministry, for the minister, but I believe when it comes to issues that can affect our integrity, I think we should also come out to speak. And it was quoted that the minister said we needed to account for about 1.3 billion World Cup funds. Nigeria did not go through the group stage, But I'll take you back, before the World Cup, Everything we did, we had meetings, and we have all the correspondences, fortunately. We had meetings on areas NFS should fund, preparatory to going to the World Cup, where the ministry will fund, and also some state governments. Right. River State funded part of the game we played against DRC. And for example, the NFF, based on the funds...
Can you go...
No, based on the funds received for FIFA to fund some areas, specific areas. And when they came back, the minister actually called a meeting, the second vice president, the general secretary, the permanent secretary, and the DFA, they were all in that meeting with the minister. And I can never forget that date. It's on the 13th of November. That was when my father died 33 years ago. So it's a date that is indelible in my head. Okay. So, and they had a meeting on how they can harmonize the various positions, because in the money, there was some money from the ministry captured, which they needed to harmonize, which of course they did. So I don't know where this is coming from, trust me.
Okay, that's very much been clear. Thank you very much, Amaju, for your time. We go back to the Imasaks now, and to round off with Mike and Ngozi.
All the way. Oh, yeah.
All the way. We gotta all the way. All the way.
President, good morning. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
This way.
Oh, yes. All the way. All the way.
Let's see you do it.
All the way. Woohoo! See groove, see groove. Oh, yeah. See groove, see groove, see groove. All right, okay. All right, this is where we round off the show today. Thank you very much for spending your morning with us. We have the NFF president with us here in the studio, Amaju, and Chidebere is here. Ngozi, you're here.
Oh, very much.
The ambassador is here, Mekoyo, and Imasaks. Thank you very much. Have a great Boxing Day. Bye, everyone. I am Michael Kwache. Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your holiday.